Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is DZ Aviation coming to you once again for a new video. This time a little bit different. As you can imagine, we have no camera, nothing whatsoever going on the screen except Explain 12. In fact, I'm not feeling very well today, and thought it would be a great idea to, instead of going on for a stream, just share with you my day-to-day type of flying. On Explain this time, we're doing a little bit of a showcase. You want to call it a test. That's up to you. That is just me flying on Explain, trying things out, seeing how the performance works on my system, seeing how the simulator feels in general. And since I'm a little bit sick, I wanted to go for something relaxed, something slow pace. And what can we find better than Explain to fulfill all of those desires? So there you go, guys. We're sitting at Fukuoka International Airport. That's Romeo Juliet Foxtrot. Foxtrot provided to us by Thai Models. I don't know what's going on with this scenery, but it seems to be that the SAM jetways are not visible, and therefore we'll be looking for the air stairs. We'll be heading towards Tokyo Haneda, which is going to be a default scenery, default courtesy of Explain 12.0, I guess, or 12.1.0. And as you can see here, we'll be rocking the Zibo Boeing 737, flying the colors of Japan's national carrier, my personal favorite carrier, Japan Airlines. Our flight numbers today: Japan Air 238, departing shortly for Tokyo Haneda. We won't be doing any briefing, we won't be looking at checklists or anything like that. It's just going to be very casual. So our flight number is Japan Air 238. We'll be departing at 23:05 Zulu. Right now it's about 22:38, so we still have about 20-25 minutes ish before our departure. That is going to be our pushback time. We are headed for a good 1 hour and 35 minutes air time, which translates into a 1 hour 54 minutes block time. Rocking the Juliet Alpha 309 Juliet airframe. We plan to be dispatched for an initial altitude of flight level 370 on our journey, and we'll be crossing a couple of key reference areas here in Japan. Right now, local time, it is a little bit past 7:39 a.m. local time, and as you can see behind us, the weather is not too bad. We got a few clouds at 4,000 feet, temperature 27.24. Our QNH sitting at 10:11, so pretty much low pressure. No significant changes today. And the weather will be seen at Tokyo Haneda is pretty much going to be the same. We're looking for a forecast of 30 Celsius today, with few clouds at 1,800 feet. And as well, will not have any significant changes. So a couple of things. I haven't flown on the Zibo for a long time. However, we've had some new, new features available on this simulator, and the new updates on the Zibo, which is gonna make us have a little more fun. Also, we have the Explain physics, which we are going to be comparing with MSFS. I guess it's a fair comparison. 2024, both sims, I guess, up to date. We'll see how it goes. But also, we'll have some ground handling features that have been added especially for the Zibo 737. So without further ado, guys, let's head inside our cockpit. There you go. Perfectly cold and dark. We'll go ahead and get things started. We'll call for the air stairs. That's the first thing. It is not working. Let's see what we can do with the so we select Japan Airlines, and I want to take a look at the widget just to see if we have stairs with the 737 set or not. We do not have stairs, so not a big deal. Let's get the ground power set.
Ground services requested.
And the nav lights on. We'll set our cruise altitude out there. And landing elevation will be 21 feet, so 50 is well enough. So as you can see here with ground handling, we have a set that makes things a little more interesting. As you can see here in the far distance behind this beautiful, what is it, a A350, you can see that there is a catering truck coming with the Japan Royal Catering logo, and they're heading towards our airplane. So I guess they're trying to make it look a little bit like a GSX Pro or something like that. But I find it really good and a very good initiative to make the simulator even better. Let's go up here and get things started for real. We'll align our irises. Position details will be entered. So we have Juliet, Foxtrot. We're sitting at gate 11. And let's go get the GPS position here. In here right away. That is awesome. Now the Zibo comes with a SimBrief integration for the ones of you that haven't flown X-Plane for a while. There's a good gentleman with the name of Skymatics who has been documenting this type of features for a while now. Let's open our forward left door and we'll extend the air stairs, I guess. Doors open. How is the door not extending? How is the air stairs not extending? My bad. No idea. The door's open. Maybe we should close it and then extend, or set the chocks and then extend. No, I don't know. Something's wrong. It doesn't seem to be extending. There should be an animation either way. Alrighty, whatever. We'll leave the door open. Okay. And for the purpose of this flight, let's go ahead and show you guys how we can add the SimBrief flight plan onto our Zibo airplane. So as you can see here, we have the airside services. We can load in our active flight plan, planning for 134 passengers, 300 kilograms of cargo, a zero fuel weight of 57,347, and a block fuel of 7865. Let's go ahead and activate it, and this will trigger a couple of things, and I'm hoping it would also trigger the air stairs. No, it doesn't. Well, whatever. So someone just closed the door. That's the forward service door. That's the carrying, which is leaving.
Ground flight deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
And now they are refueling, and you can see the message here that says refueling. They're also cleaning and carrying the airplane. Now I like to put the AOC here and do the flight log so we know exactly what time we left. On the route here, I believe we can do a request, which is normally going to be pulling our flight plane straight out of SimBrief. There we go. We got our flight plan. It is being loaded. RJFF, RJTT. And we'll be taking off of runway 16, which has already been selected, with a YOCAT 5 departure. Our arrival will be via runway 16 left into Haneda. LS 16 left. And that's going to be the Oshima 1 Bravo arrival. So let's see what the Oshima 1 Bravo arrival is. They are complicated it. So we gotta take a look at all that. We'll remove the 1 Bravo. And hold on a second, I'm just trying to figure out something. I guess the best way. So we got the Lima, November. And Victor. Okay. So I guess Oshima Victor is gonna be our arrival, since it is available on the Zibo. It can only help us. We take a look at our route very quick. We have no discontinuities so far. We are all good to go. Let's go ahead and activate it. After that, we'll be going to the performance page. We'll enter our flight level 370. Why is that an invalid entry? Kind of weird. 370, and the cruise winds coming from 035 at 7 knots with a temperature of let's see this here, minus 45. So we enter that information. Let's go back here. They're still refueling. We're gonna do a chime here to get a passenger ready to board. And we'll have just one fuel pump running. Oh, no, actually no. We're actually refueling, so we gotta wait. Yeah, so this stream is gonna be kind of a live stream, but without the live feature, I guess. It's a pre-recorded video with me talking. A de facto, an in lieu type of video. The kind of videos that one would make when we're sick. So in case you're wondering, runway 16 is very close to our position. In fact, it is right there by the left hand side wing. And there you go.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Alrighty. So the fuel is on board. And we will, as usual, be representing Simfly, thanks to their, I guess you want to call it an endorsement. That's not an endorsement, but we are a partner. Actually, we are partners. There you go. We are gonna be flying with Simfly. So let's just get the client running. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to blow my nose very quick. You don't want to hear that. Bless you guys. So boarding is at 29%. Things are going pretty well. It is 52 after. And we're going to be sending our flight plan to VATSIM. The Japanese division is not really active, should I say. I mean, it's not a matter of them being active or not. It's just, it's very early in the morning. And I don't expect many people to be awake. At least not awake for a simulator. So we take a look at the weather. Here you can see it on the top right corner of the screen, which gives us a QNH of 1011, and that is set and cross-checked with the other sides. Perfect. We go here and set our auto brake to reject the takeoff, and we can have our seatbelt signs on and the APU running. We can go ahead, I guess, and give them a quick announcement.
Final preparation here for departure from the gate. Maintenance is wrapping up one final item that they needed to take care of before we depart. We're pretty close to right on schedule today. Should be just a few more minutes. Maintenance will wrap up, hand us our logbook, and we'll be on our way. Thanks for your patience.
And there you go. That was our captain. My bad. Things are already going pretty well. A view from far away. That's us with the air stairs from the back. A very beautiful livery, I must say. Japan Airlines has one of the simplest, but yet one of the most complex and beautiful liveries I've ever seen. It actually looks a little bit like Air Algeria because it got the red logo on the back, but it doesn't quite resemble Air Algeria. It is more of a unique style that they gotten with the colors of the flag here, but then they have the logo written in black. They used to have a completely different logo years ago, before the national, I guess the state-owned Japan Airline bankrupted, and now it's completely private. The New Japan Airlines is a private company. So, since we're going off of runway 16, let's go ahead and set our heading to 158, which corresponds to runway 16 here at Fukuoka. We'll go ahead and set the APU on. All of our fuel pumps can come on. We do not have any fuel in the center tank, so we'll leave it at that. Window heat going on. Probe heat as well. We're not following any flows. We're just getting ready to depart in a simulator fashion. The knob here will be to set at APU Gen. And how much longer before we get everyone on board? Okay, 91%. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and plan for our pushback. Just gonna push right here.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
And they'll come talk to us once they're ready for departure. Alrighty, so all of the passengers on board, we're gonna confirm our numbers here. So we're looking for a zero fuel weight as per scene brief of 57.347, which is exactly what we have here. Our block fuel 7865, we got 7857, which is normal. We've been running the APU. Go ahead and play with those numbers. Go on to our takeoff performance, runway 16, flaps 5. The wind's currently coming from, well, variable at 02, so we can only do 000 at 02. And then it's set. Temperature right now is 28, so let's go ahead and write down 28. And we said it is 10:11 here. Our takeoff weight, as per the information we have here, is 64,976. Estimated takeoff weight 64,976. So let's go ahead and set that up. 64978. So let's just go here. 64978. That's our takeoff weight. Okay, and our reserve fuel will be 1.064 plus 1.8, so that's 2.9. Let's just do 2.9 here. Cost index is 20, and voila. The outside air temperature, we said it's 27. There you go. And then we said flaps 5 with a center of gravity of 21.9. So there's 21.9er. That is what we want to work with. All right. Excellent. Set our speed here, 147. And on those beautiful words, I believe we're ready to close up the cargo area. You can remove the chocks. GPU removed. APU bleed goes on. And we can call the pushback.
Ground to cockpit.
Tow
Tow is driving up.
Ground
Get the
services completed.
anti-collision lights off. Not sure why The cargo bays are not closing. I guess ground handling is handling that. Again, apologies, guys. Little baby has decided to share all his germs with daddy. And we get the flight directors on both sides turned on with the auto throttle, and the VNAV, LNAV all set to go. We'll just make a quick announcement here for the traffic locally.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Fukuoka traffic, good morning. This is Japan Air 238. We are sitting at gate 11. Push and start IFR to Tokyo Haneda. We expect departure on runway 16. This is Japan Air 238 for Fukuoka traffic. And we are, as I planned, the only traffic on VATSIM in the area. However, we will have some other people flying around us once we get a little bit more north, or should I say a little more east. We
So
have some other
connected
guys
and bike
flying
paths
to
been
Tokyo.
inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, and so we can release our parking brakes.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
And there you go. So we are pushing at 2302. We were planned for 2305. That is excellent. Let's have the elapsed time on. Engine number 2.
Down on the red tab to inflate the vest, or blow into the red tube on the side of the vest. There is also a light that will illuminate upon contact with water. Never inflate the vest inside the airplane. If necessary, an infant life vest.
That's a fail.
Final cabin
Our view.
We'll be back after takeoff with more information about your flight.
Looks like engine number 2 is on. And then we go to engine number 1. Let's not forget to trim properly. We're looking for 525. It should be great right there. Yeah. And we're looking for flaps 5. And I always do a spoiler test. So the traffic you see in here is powered by Traffic Global. So they're not necessarily taking the right approaches and departures, but hey, they're still offering us some good activity here at the airport, so I'm not gonna complain about that.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
What is going on with this?
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And then lossless scaling. Alright, let's do a quick controls check. Pull up, pull down, pull to the left, and pull to the right. Want to warm up our tiller because it's kind of twitchy, as you can see. Stretch it a little bit. Make sure it doesn't play with us. Okay, it is warming up quite nicely now. Nice, I'm liking it. And we can disconnect the tow truck. Let's go for the engine generators 1 and 2 to the on position. You can turn off the APU, have the packs to the on position, and the APU off. We're gonna go here for Gen 1 and here Tier 1.
Hose disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. Well, see you next time and have a safe flight.
And we'll make a quick announcement. And Fukuoka traffic, Japan Air 238 taxi to an hold short of one-way 16 via apron Echo 2. Japan Air 238 Fukuoka. Or Hakata, they should say. Hakata traffic. Alright. We got our signals. Let's go continuous on both sides. Have the taxi lights on. Parking brakes off. Let's go, guys. Not sure exactly why, but the FPS right here is very low. Not really sure why, but it is quite low. 29 FPS for not a lot going on. It is still smooth with the lossless scaling, but we've always wished for better. And finally our tower view, which still we can't get. So let's go like this here. And that's us. Make sure we go back to the yellow line. Now we don't want to miss our turn here. Let's have the turn offs on. We'll make our lineup announcement. And Hakata traffic, Japan Air 238 lineup runway 16, immediate departure, no delay expected. Departure will be Yokat 5 and we expect a Yanks transition, flight level 370. Once again for Hakata traffic, this is the last call, Japan Air 238, so long. Strobe lights on, wing lights on. Landing lights.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Quick line up. And I'm expecting the FPS to really improve by the time we're in the air, of course. It is just a matter of this airport being very harsh to FPS. Alrighty, let's go. At 2310, departing runway 16. Some forward pressure. And we go Toga. Check.
D1, rotate.
And we rotate slightly. going up. Just a little bit off center. Winds are pushing.
400.
There's some heavy crosswind action here.
1000.
Okay. Not sure what happened with the FPS, but I guess we're good. Certainly one of the worst things with this simulator, the fact that the FPS is so unstable. Like, I don't even know what to say, man. It goes from 40 FPS to, in the span of a moment, it goes to like 10 FPS and then 40 and then 60 and then 5, and it's just, you look to the right, you look to the left, and things change drastically. Almost as if the simulator is just drawing stuff in front of you and nothing else. And we are with the lossless scaling, so I'm really impressed. Not in a good way though. Crosswind, let's push the rudders a little bit to the right. Gonna try to hold it this way. Trying to go back to our waypoints, because we're definitely off track. So the FPS is definitely improving, but the question is, how is it gonna be at Aneda? Let's go weather radar on this side, and the terrain radar on the other side. There you go. Autopilot set. Okay.
Requires throughout the flight. Our in-flight entertainment has begun.
And the Ortho scenery is courtesy of Ortho 4XP. I'm not using any auto ortho or anything like that. I'm just using my own ortho that I've generated on that platform. And it does look quite good. Let's do a flyby. The $1 million flyby. Much slower one. Nice. And standard barometer. As we head to our destination. So I've got terrain on the first officer's ND, and I will have weather on mine here. Hoping that everything goes well. I'll share with you that one of my fears is really whether Tokyo is gonna tank our FPS or not. And I kid you not, there are so many people that actually have RTX 3090s, which are I guess the jumbo versions, the strongest versions of the previous generation. And they're still struggling. I have a 3080 Ti right now. Right now we have 41 FPS. We're at 16,000 right now. Not very good. Because the best benchmark is when you're on the ground. Not much going on so far. Apart from our airplane. And the beautiful contrails. We are now flying into Shikoku, which is the Japanese part. Which is, it's funny. It's a Japanese part that is detached from the rest of Japan. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Had to take a little bit of a break. Well, we'll let you viewers enjoy the views. Between you and I, there's nothing much more we can do than just enjoying the views while on cruise. That's the life of a sim pilot, but also the life of a real life pilot. Only difference is I believe the real life pilot cannot have a wing view that easy. It's a little more complicated. They need to get a flight attendant to get inside the cabin and wait for them to take pictures. Alright, so we're about 45 minutes to an hour into our flight. And now what you see underneath of us is on the left side Matsusaka, which is an area in the Mie prefecture in Japan. So we've technically have just left the Kansai region of Japan. And we are now entering the Kanto region of Japan. So the Kanto region means the eastern part, or the center eastern part of Japan. And the views that we have down there, a little bit towards the bottom center of the screen, is the city of Okazaki. Okazaki, which is located in the Aichi prefecture, just a few miles south of, or should I say, just a few miles southwest of Nagoya. On this side here is the Nagoya Chubu Center Airport, which this morning we can see is very quiet. And you obviously are witnesses of how bad I'm getting sick. So underneath of us is Toyohashi, city located in the Aichi prefecture as well. And towards the bottom right of the screen, we'll be seeing a huge city. Which isn't unknown to Japanese people. In fact, it is going to be right next to a lake. And that's going to be drawn in just a few minutes on our bottom right corner of the window. And that city would be no other than Hamamatsu, the well-known Hamamatsu. Hamamatsu, which is a city that is very well known for their fine or the fine cuisine. They specialize in cooking eel. They got some of the best eel in the world. And in my experience, I don't know any city that could compete in any way with Hamamatsu in terms of eel. Eel, which is called unagi in Japanese. And I apologize for switching off the microphone and playing with it. This is day 1 of many of this terrible cold that I caught from my baby son. It started last night, in the middle of the night, in fact. My mouth roof started to burn. It got inflamed. And then in the morning, the inside of the nose started to burn as well. And so now I can feel it slowly going down to my throat. To the back of my throat, so plenty of rest, plenty of fluids, and then that should be a thing of the past. Just a few days. Good thing is that I'm getting this virus before the weather gets cold. We still have some quite summer-like temperatures in Montreal. Today, in fact, it was 30. And tomorrow they are calling for 33, which is awesome. So yeah, guys, the idea behind this type of pre-recorded live-like videos is really just to fill in the gap of me not being there for a live stream. I know that some of you guys would like to be part of the chat and ask me questions and talk to me via chat, but since I'm sick, I didn't know whether I was going to be able to have that type of energy or not. But like I said, in lieu of making you guys a live stream, we're making a sort of more casual form of what you could call as a live stream. It is just pre-recorded. And also because we don't know how X-Plane is going to perform, especially towards our last portion of the flight. I guess that would be a safe way for me to test things up. Or should I say test things out before I step into a unknown X-Plane territory. So we're now direct to Oshima, which is the island right in front of us, and by the same mean that would be our waypoints leading into our descent. So after Oshima, if not already done, we'll start to head down to 6,000 feet. And there you go, top of descent. We do another weather check here, just to have an idea of what we should expect in Tokyo. So right now, wind coming from 190 at 15, so it's pretty strong wind, or should I say moderate winds. It is right by the ocean, so I wouldn't be impressed. Visibility is unlimited. We got few clouds at 1,500. Temperature is 31, and the dew point is 25 Celsius. The QNH is pretty much the same as in Fukuoka. So QNH 10, 11. And there is no significant change. So a pretty stable weather. For our arrival, we'll be looking for Terminal 1. So it would depend on where we'll be landing. The 16 left is quite a stretch. before we get into Terminal 1. Since I guess Terminal 1 is closer to runway 16 right rather than the 16 left. But I guess we should be able to manage. And that is Fuji-san, also known as Fujiyama or Mount Fuji. In the distance, with some clear skies today, looking gorgeous. I love the bloom effect that we have with X-Plane. It's completely changing things around. Imagine doing this like this. From this angle it's a little too strong, but I guess it's all good. So I'm glad we haven't had any issues so far with the simulator. No problems at all. It's been smooth, aside from that little bit of a lag spike we had upon departure. That little lag spike that we didn't quite like very much. And I'll be all commentary as we head down to Tokyo. Needless to say that this flight is it's gonna be a decisive flight when it comes to whether we're gonna be streaming X-Plane more often or not. Obviously the stability of the simulator would take a huge part in that decision process, and also the availability of ortho, because right now I'm sort of using my own ortho, which takes a tremendous amount of time to download, as opposed to going for auto ortho. I felt like it would be more interesting to go with my own ortho and slowly but surely building the entire world. That way I won't have to worry about anything else. But again, it's an X-Plane thing, so, you know, X-Plane's been taking the back seat for the last few months, or should I say for the last few years even, just simply because we've been using flight simulators so much, and also flight simulators been expanding so much as well. And right now is the dawn of Flight Simulator 2024, so God only knows what we'll be streaming 2-3 months from now. I know that I'll be one of the first people to purchase 2024 when it comes out, but by saying one of the first people, I also mean one of the first thoughtful people. No impulsion. We're not gonna be impulsive. We're not gonna purchase it day one. but we will purchase it amongst the first people. We'll make a good analysis of what its potential will be before purchasing it. And good thing is we have YouTube, so we'll be watching as many things as possible to clear our minds up before buying the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Alrighty, we are flying over the land here. Oyama, Mount Oyama right underneath. Very small mountain. And this is the Chiba Prefecture, home to the Tokyo Disneyland, Tokyo Disney Sea, but also the Tokyo Narita Airport. If you guys are not aware, Tokyo has two large airports. Both of them are about the same size as Frankfurt, let's say. And you can only imagine the population of Tokyo. Around 40 million inhabitants. That's the population of Tokyo. Pretty much the population of Canada in a small city within an island. So, just to give you an idea. So they have Haneda Airport, which is the closest to downtown Tokyo, or what you would call the center of the Tokyo prefecture. So we're talking about Shibuya and Shinjuku and Ikebukuro and, you know, all those districts, Tokyo Station, the Imperial Palace. But the location is also very well thought as far as the Haneda Airport is concerned, simply because it is located right within short distance, not only from Tokyo, but also from Yokohama, which I believe is considered as the second largest city, or should I say the largest metropolis of Japan. So we got the Yokohama, which is located within the Kanagawa prefecture, and that is just a few kilometers away from Shibuya. So Shibuya, downtown Tokyo. All right. The Kanagawa prefecture on our left side, and the Chiba prefecture on the right. And I believe we can see the Yokohama Tower right here. That is Yokohama. And towards the right, a little further to the right, should be Haneda Airport. So our airport is right here. Well, we're zooming, but we're getting closer. So there you have it, guys. I'm gonna be muting my microphone, and I will focus on landing this bad boy onto runway 16 left Haneda. Sorry guys, I had to put the microphone back on. But hey, just wanted to comment on this view. It is quite a view, guys. You gotta give it a 10 out of 10. It's really well done. Alright, I'm done. Alright, I'm back. So we're reaching the last segment of our flight. So far so good. The simulator is holding up. And as you can see, we'll turn towards Lycos so we can intercept the runway. Let's go down 190 knots. This is the Tokyo Disneyland area. Here is the park. It's funny, we're doing a tour guide here. Okay, let's go ahead and turn towards Lycos, and we'll move or heading towards the course, which is 157. That's our signal, which confirms that we are hitting our cruise. I guess our cruise, our altitude. So our proximity to the ground is kind of being felt. It's getting a little laggy. Not to be rude towards the X-Plane developers, but we can feel that the sim is running on one core. I got 36 cores on my machine. The simulator is only using one core. So you can definitely feel that. And also, you know, based on where you look in, things may be smoother or, I guess, tougher to render. We'll set the VOR localizer, VOR localizer. Tokyo Skytree in the distance, right behind us in fact. I'm not seeing the Tokyo Tower. I wonder what it is. By the way, this is SimHeaven X, or should I say SimHeaven X World, and that introduces lots of OSM data, parks, halls, adds a lot of things, buildings. Everything feels more natural in terms of the way the buildings are spread, and you know, trees and vegetation and whatnot. So it is definitely an improvement from default X-Plane, but again, FPS wise, sorry, doesn't come anywhere close to MSFS because Microsoft is way more optimized, whereas X-Plane sometimes feels like FSX. It's almost like it's so old that it doesn't even understand what a powerful PC is. Let's see if I can catch the glide slope, landing it down. We got the glide slope. Flaps full. And we chime in. Tokyo traffic, good morning. This is the Japan R238 established, localizer 1116 left. So it does say single channel, but it is not going down. So we'll try to go down manually. I mean, we can use this as a benchmark. Can only tell you what it would feel like to land in Los Angeles. 22 FPS, bottom right corner, 23. With the lossless scaling, we're hanging around 45 FPS. That's frame gen. Not really good at all, guys. I am not satisfied. But hey, it is what it is. Good old X-Plane. So the missed approach altitude will be 4,000. There you go. We are trimmed dead center. Nice.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr.
My control, my throttle. Let's do that, guys. Hopefully we'll have a good replay. But I'm guessing, I don't know, 28 FPS, 55, not too bad. It's just the approach that was kind of, I don't know, chunky, I would say, in terms of scenery. Try and maintain. Got a traffic waiting for us down there.
300.
We're looking for 50 over the numbers.
100.
All right.
50.
A little bit before the numbers.
30. 20. 10.
There you go. And we stow them. Manual braking. There you go. Flaps fully up. We no longer need the flight director. No longer need any of these. Any of this. Landing lights off. Turn offs off. This is off. APU goes on. And we go. Nav lights on. And Tokyo traffic, Japan Air 238 vacated via Charlie 5. Taxi to Terminal 1 via Charlie 6 Echo Golf and Whiskey, Japan Air 238. All right. That was quite a good landing. Well, I guess at least it felt that way. Like I said, the simulator is acting a little bit funky. As if it is just about to explode on us. But hey, if we made it at Haneda, I guess it means that we would make it anywhere. And I'm talking about performance. Some Solar Seed on the left, Star Flyer, Sky Marks we saw earlier. Yeah, so the deal with X-Plane is it really depends on where you're looking, what you're looking at. If you're facing the right direction, it's gonna be alright. But if you, or I don't know what kind of reason, you look at the wrong spot, your FPS is gonna tank. I do really hope that Laminar works on that. The simulator is really good. I can confirm that it's good. I have flown it myself multiple years. Is it as good as MSFS in the current state? No. Can it improve? Absolutely. I believe in Laminar. I know that they have the potential to do it. They have the potential, but do they have the energy to do it or the willingness to do it? Because sometimes I don't know, man. And then I'll be blunt to you. You'll accept my apologies, Austin. If you stumble upon this video, man, I think you're lazy. You and your team are really lazy. Because they're certainly developing the sim. Things are moving towards the right direction, but it is taking ages. And the longer it takes, the more sand MSFS is throwing at X-Plane. I'm afraid that at some point, well, we'll stand by. I'm afraid that at some point MSFS will be too far behind. I guess too far ahead for X-Blade to even hope to compete. People say, no, it's not a competition. Well, it is a competition. Whether you like it or not, it is a competition because both developers are doing the same thing, developing a, I guess, flight simulator. Whoever tells you that X-Plane is not competing against flight simulator is lying. Plain and simple. You can't be in the same market and not compete. Competition is the healthiest thing when it comes to expanding and growing and developing his one's own business. So yeah, there are a lot of things that X-Plane does so much better than MSFS, but there are also a lot of things that MSFS does better than X-Plane. The idea is, are they gonna be able to even be a close call? I hope so. I really hope so. The X-Plane community is huge and I am part of them. I consider myself part of the X-Plane community as well as the MSFS community. But X-Plane is more about nostalgia than anything else because we all started with X-Plane. We were abandoned by Microsoft the first time, and FSX was pretty much the last simulator of a generation. And X-Plane started to offer us a lot of new features. So of course, I was one of the people that embraced X-Plane fully. X-Plane was my full-time simulator, at least when it comes to X-Plane 11. And then when Flight Sim was released, it was a little bit of a hit or miss. Not the best simulator for sure. Default airplanes were nothing compared to what you got with X-Plane. You know, the physics were everything was feeling like it was basically a toy designed to be used by 10, 12 years olds with an Xbox controller rather than people thriving to bring the level of simulation to as close to a lifelike level of realism. So anyways, I'm just saying I'm not calling for any debate or anything. I believe everyone and each one is entitled to their own opinion, which is part of the freedom of thought and the freedom of speech. But again, it is only natural that some people will disagree with me as much as some people will agree with me. Let's look at the tower view. That's us. Very clean. The tiller twitching. It is a very, very busy morning. 9:50 a.m. local time. A very busy morning. Terminal 1 is packed. I even wonder how come A&A is coming to this side. It may be they may be overflooding to this side. It's probably gonna cost them a lot of money to park their airplanes here, but I guess they are indeed overflooding. So we go to the domestic terminal, which we're now getting close to. That wasn't a too bad flight. Yesterday I actually did a practice flight from Chubu to Tokyo Haneda, and I made the mistake of forgetting the details and extra features that come with Sim Heaven, and that caused me a lot of trouble. You can only imagine. I went down to, I don't know, single digits FPS at times, just because of the fact that it was pushing a little too much on the VRAM. But it shouldn't be, technically. Do you have any Japan Airlines on this side? I believe we do. And we're gonna go and park next to them very nicely. Our, what is that, 737 on Embraer? It's a 7.3. So with my yoke, I programmed the same kind of view that you would get with MSFS. Actually, believe it or not, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good thing. Okay, we messed too much with X camera and he got mad at us. Okay, taxi lights off. Turning onto our final turn here to go ahead and catch, intercept our parking point. I believe this is where the nose wheel is, and then we're simply going to be using the ground handling feature until the toggle jetway attachment is lit up, so we know that we are within proper range to be connected to the jetways. And please don't tell me that the jetways cannot be connected to us. That would be terrifying. Oh. Alright. Parking brake set. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tokyo. Where the local time is 9:55 in the morning. Temperature 33 in Celsius. And where life is good. I'll just flick the
Ground services requested.
there you go. Man, I love the default X-plane ground services. They're really well modeled. They look good. They unfortunately don't have any human beings visible on them. Some of them have, but if only there could be an integration similar to GSX that could use those vehicles in such a way that you would call them, you wouldn't have to go to the option menu to, you know, mess with the load and the fuel of your airplane. I guess the best idea that I guess the closest idea to that I have in mind is to trigger those vehicles a little bit like what I did now with Ground Handling Deluxe. That those vehicles, whenever they're close to the door that they're supposed to service, would open it or toggle it, open or closed, and would stay long enough to be considered as actual real ground services. So there you have it. We landed safe and sound at Tokyo Haneda. For the ones curious what was our landing rates, I'm looking at negative 131 feet per minute at a speed of 128 knots. The winds upon landing were coming from the 190 at 13 knots. So I guess moderate. And yeah.